Okay, Course 3, Lesson 4, Multiplication and Division Word Problems. So, objective, you'll be able to write and solve multiplication and division word problems, find missing numbers and word problems, and match equations to situations. Warm-up was just taking the sum of those numbers, but we're going to jump right into it today. So, in order to solve story problems, we can use variables to represent missing numbers. So, in the auditorium, the chairs were arranged in rows of 15. There are 360 chairs. How many rows are there? So again, problem-solving process, I always like to find out what am I trying to solve for. So here, trying to find out how many rows were there, and then I also like to identify what am I given. So there are 360 chairs total, and in each row, chairs are arranged in each row, so 15 chairs per row. So our variable, that is going to represent the number of rows, and then write an equation to solve. So I know that 360 chairs in total, all divided by 15 chairs per row is going to give us the number of rows. And then so if we go ahead and do that division, 360 all divided by 15, that is going to give us, that is going to give us 24 rows. So therefore, x, the unknown, is going to be 24 rows, and then that's going to be 15 chairs per row. So I can also check it by taking 15, multiplying it by 24, because 15 chairs per row, and then we got 24 rows. That should give us 360. So if we go ahead and do that, let's go ahead and do 24 times 15. Great, so we get 360 chairs, so therefore we know that our value of 24 rows is correct. All right, moving on. So again, we're going to use variables to solve for the unknown. So the total cost for 5 student tickets to the county fair was $28.75. How can you find the cost of each ticket? So what does our variable represent? So we have 5 tickets, all times an unknown cost, is going to be equal to $28.75. Because again, we don't know the cost of each ticket, but we know that 5 student tickets were purchased, and we know the total cost was $28.75. So we're trying to solve for the unknown variable, again, the total cost of each ticket. So here I see it's 5 times x, the unknown. So the operation that will undo multiplication here is going to be division. So we're going to divide each side by 5 to isolate x on one side of the equation. So therefore we get x equals 28.75 divided by 5. So if we do that in our calculator, we see we get $5.75 per ticket. So $5.75. I just want to make sure I include the units. So it was $5.75 a ticket. All right, next question. So again, we're going to go ahead and solve this story problem. So Corey sorted 375 quarters into groups of 40. Again, really key, the problem-solving process, identify what do I know and what am I trying to solve for. And so he's going to put the quarters in rows. How many rows can Corey fill? All right, so we know we have 375 quarters. And then, let's see, we know he's going to go into groups of 40, so we're going to have 40 quarters per group. So therefore, that should give us the number of groups. If we go ahead and do 375 divided by 40, so we see we get 9.375 groups. However, let's look at this situation. Now, when we think about the roll, it comes in integers, or we could also think of it as counting numbers, so the natural numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can't have 9.375 rolls, and pardon me, this is going to be rolls here. So we can't have 9.375 rolls, so we have to round up just because we had some extra quarters. So therefore, it's going to go round up to 10 rolls. So x is going to be equal to 10 rolls. That's how many quarters. Let me just rewrite that so that looks a little bit nicer. Yep, so again, x will round up to 10 rolls. All right, moving on to our next slide. So we got to create two situations, one using subtraction and addition, one using multiplication and division to represent an equation that contains a variable. So let's start with the multiplication division one. So let's say tofu is on sale for $1 per container, and a person spends $12 in total, so we have to find out how many containers did they buy. This one's easy, we just divide each side by $1. We see dollars, the unit cancel out, and we see here that we have 12 containers of tofu. All right. So one that uses addition and subtraction. So let's just say that you start climbing a hill at 2,000 feet, the elevation, and then you walk up a certain distance and you end at 3,200 feet. So what was your elevation gain? So here we see, since it's 2,000 feet plus an unknown value, the elevation gain, we're just going to go ahead and undo addition by subtracting. So minus 2,000 feet, minus 2,000 feet on each side. And so we see that the elevation gain was going to be 1,200 feet. Okay. So here is the lesson practice set. So you can go ahead and work on that on your own. Again, lesson 4, multiplication, division, word problems. You will be able to write and solve multiplication and division word problems, find missing numbers and word problems, and match equations to situations. Here, lesson 3 homework answers, we're going to skip through that. And then the lesson 4 homework is the star problems 1, 11, 12, 15, 16, and 17. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.